All right, everybody, what's up? We're on the new setup. That's why I couldn't get a video done yesterday. But that being said, there is the potential now for me to be able to do streaming content. I can watch the fights live, and you guys can see my reactions to the fights. I can chit chat with you guys as it's going. Just have some fun while watching the fights. But obviously, I won't be able to do it for every card, as I do go to a friend's house here or there. And sometimes my family wants to watch the fights with me. So sometimes I won't be able to. It's not going to be every card that I'm streaming, but cards like this, I'd love to stream. You know what I mean? Dog shit crowded card. I can't believe this is a fucking crowded event. Great main event, though. Fantastic main event. Sick ass poster, I can't lie. 12 fights in Des Moines, Iowa. So we're staying in the Midwest of the USA. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. More UFC is better than none. So let's get right into it, guys. These are the early predictions. All predictions are subject to change. And let's talk about the canceled fights. Tafa and Tuco Tokos. I would have picked this fight. This fight would have been at 205. I would have picked Tuco Tokos. Vera and Bautista got moved to 316. So, that I'll save this pick for then. And holy fuck, Trevor Peek fractured his leg. Poor guy. What a fun fighter Trevor Peek is. Would have been a great fighter to have on this card. But I would have gone. I actually would have gone Trevor Peek to beat Ji Young Lee, because Ji Young Lee really has bad head movement and he's very hittable. And Trevor Peek has never not had an exciting fight with someone. And I think if he can make an exciting fight against Ji Young Lee, he would beat him and probably knock him out. Especially Hyder Emil hit him with a fucking 80-piece combo. But let's start with the first early prelim. Juliana Killer Miller takes on Ivana Petrovic. Not much to say. Petrovic decision. Miller's tough. She's got some okay jiu-jitsu off of her back, but her striking is literally non-existent. Got head kicked by Veronica Hardy. Somehow didn't get KO'd. But then got KO'd by Luana Santos in her next fight. So, one of the ugliest MMA records in UFC history. I cannot fucking believe that someone is 3-3 in the UFC, and they're still signed. Plus, they're on a 2-fight losing streak. How the fuck did you guys cut Rosenstruck? I don't get it. Cut this stupid whore. Petrovic is going to win. Decision. I'm saying Ivana Petrovic is going to win this fight by decision. Boring shithole fight to start off the card. Moving on up the card. Oh my God, we got Bobby Green at heavyweight. Dontel Mays, Lord Kong versus Thomas the Train Peterson. Thomas the Train kind of fits. I'm going to say this could be a crafty Dontel Mays underdog pick. Thomas Peterson, though, has shown a lot of, nothing. He's just a fat blob. There's two fat blobs going at each other. Bro, this guy, he looks so much like Bobby Green in this picture. I don't know if it's just because he's black, but let's be real. Fuck, I kind of want to pick him. Like the GOAT. Another legend. And Nascimento decision's not that. Kyle Machado's trash, though. And he knocked out Arlovsky, of course. I'm going to say, as an early prediction, I'm going to say, actually, guys, Dontel Mays might win this fight. I think he might be able to keep Thomas Peterson on the feet, use his ugly striking, which is somehow better than Peterson's. Peterson does think he's a wrestle boxer when he fights, but I can see Mays keeping it clean, keeping that jab on him, putting some mustard on him. I'm probably going to switch this pick to Peterson after more tape study because you kind of want to side with the wrestler at heavyweight. It's kind of like in women's MMA. You want to side with the grappler, but it's for two different reasons. In men's MMA, obviously, you want to side with the grappler because he's gonna just blob on them. He's gonna just hold them down. He's not gonna go for jiu-jitsu or whatever. He's just gonna hug him and draw out the clock, waste the clock, and win the fight that way. But in women's MMA, obviously, it's different. They just score grappling more than they score damage. So it's better to pick them because they always go to a decision. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to lean. I'm going to say I lean Thomas Peterson to win a 29-28 boring shit decision. Dontel Mays sucks, guys. But one fighter I'm pretty confident in. I think he's not too big of an underdog or not too big of a favorite. Is Gaston Bolaños taking on Quang Lee. The Dream Killer is actually a pretty cool nickname. Bang is not even that bad either. But guys, I'm pretty confident Bolaños is gonna knock out Quang Lee. Not a lot of people are picking Bolaños probably to win by knockout. The majority is decision. But guys, I can even see Bolaños getting a submission. Even though he's a pure striker, I can see him getting a submission in this fight. Quang Lee's head is just straight down. At all times when he's fighting, he's head down. Really untechnical is he for a bantamweight. Has a chin problem at bantamweight as well. Somehow went to a decision with Gutierrez, but Gutierrez his way to that win. And yeah, he's been 0-2 in the UFC, but bro, this guy made Long Zhao look so good, dude. And Long Zhao is not the best. Unless Long Zhao is turning his career around. And actually, I'm starting to notice Chinese MMA fighters are starting to do a bit better in the UFC, especially in the male divisions. In the women's divisions, they've always been pretty good. But, guys, I think Bolaños is going to win this fight by second round knockout. That Romeus win, not the best. Marcus McGee knocking you out, though, I don't hate. I don't care, bro. Marcus McGee is good. I think he's one of the most underrated fighters in the division. Right behind like a guy like Montel Jackson. And he's pretty fucking good, Bolaños. He's got a pretty clean base and striking. And I believe he's going to be able to stop all of Quang Lee's takedown attempts. I believe he's going to hit harder. He trains out of a pretty good camp. And also, you got to look at it like this. Bolaños' mentality is better than Quang Lee's at all times. Bolaños seems to have a pretty good mentality, and he's tough as fuck. So, I don't really see him losing to Quang Lee, guys. I think I'm minus 185, but on FanDuel, it's minus, I think 148. So you can get Bolaños at some pretty good odds. And honestly, guys, I think Bolaños is a steal on this card to win. And yeah, it's going to do it for Bolaños. I think Bolaños' second round knockout going to be with the right hand down the middle. Not too much thought into that one. But moving on, Jillian Robertson takes on Marina Rodriguez. Another boring, shitty women's MMA fight. Robertson is a massive favorite, which I don't agree with. But I think she's going to win. I think she's going to win 29-28 classic women's decision where they scored damage or control over damage. I think late in this fight, Marina Rodriguez is going to be able to stop the takedowns and actually start to piece up Jillian on the feet. But I think by the time she starts to do it, it'll be too late, and Jillian would have already taken the first two. And I don't see a third round KO happening for Marina Rodriguez. It's crazy that this bitch was headlining events. Fuck that shit. Julia Robertson's pretty fun to watch. Psych, I lied. It's women's MMA. She's going to win by decision. I hope she wins by submission. I'm saying 29-28 women's decision, though. Moving on up the card. Azamat Bakoyev takes on Ryan Loder. Guys, I really want to fucking pick Ryan Loder. Wow, those odds are wild. But Bakoyev is obviously Russian, ends in an EV, so it's automatic fucking points. I think, guys, when you look at this fight, it's all about one thing. Can Bakoyev stop the takedowns? Because Bakoyev's last fight is a completely different stylistic matchup to Ryan Loder. Ryan Loder is a very pressure-heavy grappler, but the one thing that's really making me want to lean Bakoyev is the striking. Ryan Loder isn't clean. He's a wrestler that kicks a lot. So his chin is open. His hands are never really by his face. He's got a very out there guard. And yeah, he's only lost a split decision in his career and never been knocked out. But I think Azamat Bakoyev might knock him out cold. I think with more tape study, though, I might pick Ryan Loder. Because Ryan Loder is really underrated. He fucking destroyed Valentin. Like, that's how you beat Valentin, Finney. He destroyed Valentin. And there is a small chance I might actually switch to Ryan Loder. He's pretty good, man. And I did pick Zachary Reese to beat Bakoyev like a retard. I just thought it was crazy odds that Bakoyev was coming in as a massive favorite. But, yeah, man, I'm going to be going with Azamat Bakoyev by first. You know what? I'm going to say first round knockout. If he doesn't get it, though, Ryan Loder's going to win this fight, and I might switch. Moving on up the card. Iana Santos versus Miesha Tate. Literally women's matchup. Boring shit fight. I'm going Miesha Tate decision. Wow, she's the favorite too. I didn't think she would be the favorite, but okay. Thanks, odds makers, for making me less money. But yeah, I'm going to go Miesha Tate decision, 30-27. Boring fight. Iana Santos has bad takedown defense. That's it, really. I think it's a pretty boring fight. I don't really give a fuck. Yeah. Moving on up the card. Mason Jones takes on Jeremy Stephens. Okay, we got to look at something. Mason Jones' only losses are Mike Davis and Ludovic Klein, I believe. Ludovic Klein and Mike Davis. So I was... I'm going to pick Mason Jones to win this fight by a third round submission. I don't know, though. I got to really watch. I haven't watched Mason Jones fight in a very, very long time, so... Fucking stupid ads, bro. Yeah, I do got to get an ad blocker. But I just set up the new PC, that's why. So, I'm going to go Mason Jones to actually beat Jeremy Stephens. Minus 480 is retarded. Stephens KO is very live as an underdog. But Stephens just has a lot of problems with the grappling. Some of the most losses, I think he has the most losses in UFC history. I do believe Mason Jones is going to just do just enough to win this fight, either by late finish or a fucking 29-28 decision where he gets hurt really bad at one point. But hey, maybe a little heathen Stephens comes back and sleeps the fuck out of him and reminds us who's the real hardest hitting 145er right here. But I don't really think he's going to be able to do it. I think Mason Jones is going to be able to smother him and win the fight via decision. 29-28. Moving on, Cameron Smotherman takes on Surrey City. Surrey City fought in BTC. That's pretty cool. Honestly, guys, I'm going to be taking the underdog in Cameron Smotherman to win this one. Surrey City is a pretty good striker, but I did think he lost to Garrett Armfield, and I thought he could have actually beaten Ramon Tavares. So he's kind of regardless, he's 1-1. But Cameron Smotherman, yeah, Jake Hadley, I don't think is a much too impressive win, especially this fight being fucking like Jake Hadley. I was gonna say, sorry, Jake Hadley's way smaller than Surrey City, and Jake Hadley's a fucking flyweight, so I believe Smotherman's gonna have a really hard time in this fight early, and I do hope City gets it done. But I actually am gonna be taking Smotherman to fucking sadly smother him. It's fucking weird to say, but I just think he's gonna be able to hold him, take him down when he needs, smother him with the boxing. Small in tight boxings does a Smotherman have. Obviously, he's not fucking JDM or Ilya ripping to the body, ripping up top, but dude, he's got decent boxing, and I think Cameron Smotherman's actually going to be able to go in there and upset Surrey City. I think Cameron Smotherman's kind of underrated, but gifted underrated. Like, he deserves to be underrated. So far, he hasn't proven much. Maybe if he gets this win over Surrey City, he can bounce back. And obviously, I could see City outstriking him, but I just see the pressure of Smotherman getting to him late, and I think City won't be able to match his pace. Another potential underdog pick, but guys, I'm going Montel Jackson to win this fight. Good old fucking Milwaukee Buck over here. Montel Quick Jackson, I'm going with him to beat. Daniel Marcos is a 17-0 prospect. Montel's a prospect as well, guys. This is my most underrated fighter in the division. No one talks about Montel Jackson. Slept Blackshear stiff in fucking 10 seconds. Can't even tell you how good that win has aged. Ronnie Yaya obviously is a pretty terrible win. Julio Arce looked really good in this fight. JP Bai's decision I don't like. And Jesse Strader by KO, obviously. But Montel Jackson, dude, his boxing is so much better than Marcos's. He's so much quicker than him. He's so much faster than him at all points during the movement, during the hands, during the kicks, everything. Everything's going to be quicker for Montel. I can see him forcing Marcos to clinch and then him defending it, leading to Marcos getting more tired. Marcos does get tired in almost every fight. He could have lost to Yanez. I picked him to win, but he could have lost. He beat Castaneda pretty clearly. More clear than Gutierrez did. Guys, I'm tired as fuck. But yeah, guys, I think Montel Jackson's just going to beat him to the punch. I kind of want to pick Montel by KO, but I think Marcos has a pretty good chin, so I'm going to say early Marcos is out striking Montel with low kicks and stuff, and then I think Montel's going to change over the big shot and then start to outbox him for the rest of the fight and then stop all the takedowns and clinch attempts from Daniel Marcos and win the fight 29-28 on the scorecards. Moving on up the card, Santiago Ponzinibbio, fucking Lionel Messi right here, takes on Daniel Rodriguez. Guys, I always thought D-Rod was fucking garbage. He never beat the Leech. That was a bullshit robbery. Yeah, guys, I'm taking Santiago Ponzinibbio to win this fight by a late rounds knockout. I think he's just going to find Daniel Rodriguez's chin in a pretty decent... I think this fight's going to be pretty good. Daniel Rodriguez is going to be boxing him up pretty well. But I think eventually a big shot from Ponzinibbio lands in round 3. I'm going to say it's a left overhand that sits Daniel Rodriguez down. Not out cold, but then Ponzinibbio is going to swarm him and the rest going to step in a bit early. I can see oh, wow, it's fucking... Ponzinibbio's a dog, so I'll take it. Yeah, give me Ponzinibbio by third round knockout. Obviously, I can see Daniel Rodriguez keeping it clean and going to a decision. But, I don't know. Moving on up the card. Oh my God, guys. Bot Nickel is back. I have never wanted to pick against a prospect so bad in my life, and I might actually end up doing it. The early pick is going to be Bo Nickel by decision. 29-28. I think there's going to be a lot of 29-28s on this card. But I think, honestly, RDR is going to give this guy a lot of fucking problems, and everyone is going to really switch their tune after this fight. Even if Bo gets it done, I think a lot of people are going to change on Bo Nickel and be like, whoa, yeah, I don't know about this guy versus Chimaev anymore. I never thought this guy could compete with Chimaev. I think Chimaev fucking buries Bo Nickel and knocks him out cold. I think people discredit Chimaev's power. He's got a lot of fucking power. And, Reiner de Ridder, I can see him actually stopping some of Bo's takedowns, but I do think Bo's going to actually take this guy down pretty easily. I just think jiu-jitsu-wise is going to give Bo some issues. He might be a bit stronger than Bo. He's going to be bigger than Bo. He's going to have more reach. And Reiner's got weird power. This isn't Paul Craig on the feet. If Bo gets lazy and just starts overhand spamming like he did in the first fight with Craig, not the first fight, the only fight with Craig, he's going to get dropped. I promise you he's going to get caught and dropped. Maybe he drops Reinier himself, but Bo's striking is trash, in my opinion. He's got very, very few fundamentals. Doesn't use a jab, doesn't use a cross. Just lunges in with wrestling footwork. Obviously, he's a fucking freak athlete, is Bo Nickel, and he picks up on shit like this, so he's going to be getting much bigger and much better in his career. So I do expect him to look a lot better than he did in the Craig fight, and I'm going to lean on the Bo Nickel fucking American wrestling plot armor to just skate past Reiner de Ridder. And actually, I'm going to say it's a split decision. I think he's going to barely beat Reinier, or I'm going to pick Reinier to win. That's how it's going. I need to do more tape study. I hope I can pick Reinier to beat this fucking guy. But, yeah, I'm going to do a bigger breakdown on that one later. Obviously, the main event, Corey Sandman Sandhagen takes on Deus de Geha, Davison Figueredo. Guys, I really, really want to fucking pick Figueredo. I just picked an underdog and it folded me, though, and he's from Brazil as well. I just can't see this guy lose in front of the rednecks in Colorado. You know what I mean? All them truck drivers. I can't see him losing, you know what I mean? Especially Sandhagen's a guy that's so talented. I can't see him losing 2 in a row. Looked really good against Umar. Took the first round pretty easily. Sandhagen's going to take the first round 100% off of Figueredo. We just have to depend on if Figueredo submits him or not. Sandhagen's got a very long neck. I do think Sandhagen's going to also shoot takedowns in this fight, which is going to be very hard because I don't think he's going to be able to control a guy as scramble heavy and as compact as Figueredo is. So that's really going to do it for the predictions video, guys. Obviously, I'm going to have way more in-depth predictions for the main event and the co-main event. And actually, both of those fights I end up switch. I might end up switching, not might I end up switch. I'm not fucking Yoda from Star Wars talking in reverse. But, yeah, guys, honestly, I'm going to pick Sandhagen to win this fight. 49-46 decision. Where he gets dropped. I think he's going to get dropped. But I think it's going to be like a 2-knee knockdown. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the lowest IQ video. Now is at 2,200 views. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. Sorry I couldn't get a video in yesterday. I'm going to get another one in tonight. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.